I feel like it depends, bro. Not gonna lie. I feel like mentally and physically it depends, bro. It really depends. Like 9 to 5 workers, everybody don't do the same 9 to 5. Feel me? All right, but let's get into this. Let's get into this.
How are you gonna disrespect your mom like that, dude?
Right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen,
Your job is
chill.
you would have to actually have to go to work.
And went to school, and still.
And paid rent.
Yes, I still work.
That's your choice.
Hi, you're all over.
That's what I'm playing video games. I play video games on my spare time.
I don't even enjoy streaming.
This is like a good debate.
Sup, how's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay, all right. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9 to 5. Facts.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up. You go, you flip some patties, maybe sign a few envelopes, answer a few phone calls.
No.
With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch
No.
that
When
never
you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every motherfucking day.
We have to
Still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought we
You guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it
don't,
made like y'all.
we don't have
I
to go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox. We
You
have
got
to
it
be,
great, bro.
what's the next trend? What's the next
Shit, I
idea?
go through
Oh my
everything.
God, I have to stream today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And you have
every
lunch
day.
breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks.
You have
We're on
lunch breaks.
24/7. You got
Yo,
24/7.
you have lunch
At home
breaks.
like you and get back and get
I
paid
don't
big
even, we're not
money.
even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do all
things,
of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing all
shit,
this stuff.
I gotta
Going to parties? Come on now,
I
Lacey.
gotta work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have
No, I'm
a
not.
steady rate.
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Well, duh.
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't
I
want to
gotta
work.
work at the job for
If I don't go
years.
live, I don't
Just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't gotta deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we
Huh?
have people in the chat spamming L's.
Yeah, they
Oh,
trolling,
this is
they
boring.
trolling.
We don't like this video. You have to create content.
They trolling. Come on
Imagine
now,
you
Dad.
have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. Fuck this 9 to 5 shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
So what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat, whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's your
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy, you right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing a flag.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. You know how hard that is in a life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Come on, Lacey.
Forever.
Do you think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why you
cook,
gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you
Job.
do if you lost completely all your YouTubers? You had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work. Oh my God, did I just cuss at you?
That's to slur. If I had 2,000 followers, I would probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay,
Real
so
estate,
then
yeah.
you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
Not
I
really.
would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to turn
Yeah, but
around.
you're proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder because I could lose it all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there.
Go to another store, yeah.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a
Facts.
flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to backlight yo, Lacey. It's the truth.
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 Loco cans. I gotta make sure, I get the 4 Loco can. And
Not to mention,
Nah, you gotta stop.
Yeah,
They're
it ruins
trolling.
our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta tag them.
And then that goes into falling off.
My name is Rhonda. I'm a registered nurse from the South.
Nice to meet you.
From
Shout out Rhonda.
35
W.
years
Rhonda.
ago, I decided to go to nursing school because I wanted to be a creative. I thought I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism back in the 60s and the 50s. People didn't give a rat's ass if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get
Rhonda, can I ask
spoiled.
you a question? No. Have you ever
You
done it?
get spoiled. You get spoiled, and your mama and daddy keep giving it to you.
Rhonda, I got a question for Rhonda. I got a question for Rhonda. Rhonda, have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
Oh,
30 days straight,
24
hours a day.
day and night.
I think they should
We
get
all
Lacey
stream-
off out the chair,
We're
bro.
talking about
'Cause
working
he's
7 to
trolling.
3, You have 2
Like,
30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home
I hope he
afterwards,
is.
see your family, relax.
Subathon.
We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
What
You know how
day
hard
were
it is?
you a registered
That is hard though.
When did
That
you
is hard though. I do get his point now.
When have
That
you
is
been a
hard.
3-minute
Subathon
ad?
for 30 days is hard.
You never ran a 3-minute ad?
But like, come on.
Short-handed. You
Talk
don't
about the fake.
It's not a good argument.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
think.
Now keep.
It's fake
Think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and
I
judging
got
you.
caught with
based
my
on it.
ex.
I got caught with my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health, when you start caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you? And that's
is
a
true.
big problem with young people. You care about what people think, social media, what
A lot
they
of
say
people do
about
though.
you.
That's our.
That is a
That's
fact.
our job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, etc.,
He
or
about to
24-hour
troll.
stream?
24-hour
Like
open
what?
surgery.
Oh, brother.
Like what?
We're saving thousands. You're saving one.
All right, so you said a 30-day subathon, right?
Yeah.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your editors, your producers. These
What?
people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad taste.
That's bad taste. That's bad taste. That's bad taste.
It wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9 to 5s, right? These
Oh,
companies,
stop.
hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a
It's
real
not
job?
true, bro.
So how would you know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months, I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a
Why
year.
is she laughing? Bro, it's not. She's making me mad.
Why is that funny?
I actually feel like they're wrong.
Okay, Ron, let's see.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9 to 5 job is not harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder.
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you.
Makes it easier because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You
Makes
security.
it easier
Talk about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9 to 5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah, when you go to work every day,
So
everyone's
you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say when that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9 to 5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9 to 5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay? That's one aspect of it.
Working at Foot Locker, working at a job like Panera or wherever Lacey is easier than a streamer, yes, because a streamer you have to come out with ideas, you have to stay relevant.
We're talking about ideas now. Okay,
yeah,
we're talking about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one way
though?
that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you started
even.
with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why don't
I'm
you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
No, you 100% are. So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what
Stuff
is
that you need
difficult.
creativity. You need to get out of your circle, comfort zone. You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you watch YouTube. So it's the same thing. So the people that you're entertained by are people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is
as
entertainment.
a job.
But this is
entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to
doesn't
you
have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that, I'm just using that because that's the best example, is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense of
hard
everyday
physically,
activity.
That's
Some
true, though.
people around
That's
here
true.
say, oh, I gotta
Physically
wake
and
up at
mentally
7 a.m., 8
it
a.m.
matters.
Oh, okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
No, we deal with millions
When
of
you're
people.
creating that content and you have your phone,
Okay.
you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
No.
workers
It's
and
like
you're
That's
not
not
dealing
true at all. I have an
It's
editor
like,
that I pay
no.
who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type of
flavor,
content,
huh?
he loses
So
the
when you
job.
go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, oh, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on a camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift and deal with your
Tasks you have to do
coworkers
throughout
and
the stream.
interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you're actually doing your job for however many number of hours
perfectly.
that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Go ahead.
No, but there's actually a mental aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No. Let me hear me out.
Go ahead.
Camaraderie. Like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers, stuff like that? And
Sorry, bye. See you later.
Seeing a lot of flags.
Okay.
What's your name?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. She's right. She's right. I thought she better.
Ryan troll, man. Ryan troll.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home. But if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect, and I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long have you been on
berated.
social media? Just to be broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other opportunities.
You're saying a lot of points.
there's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple. So you're saying like to go back to the beginning, you're saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home. Like
I unfortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
so I'll
have
give
been
you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. I was, so you said 14 you started, I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down, right? I lost everything, fell off completely. About to myself. Real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9-to-5 worker has been there.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you
Yeah,
use the support
like,
system, I
people-
moved across
people
the
deal with
country
stuff like
from
that.
my
I get it.
parents at the
Not
age
laughing
of
at it.
19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making more than my rent.
Yeah.
So I was
You were in the
losing.
red every month.
I was in the red every single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone across the country. So it's like when you're alone too and everything's going down, where's my support system?
I don't like why she's laughing, bro.
Okay, so I have a question. You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How were you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom. How's that privilege?
It's privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well,
Yeah.
at 15, 16, I hope I have parents.
That's
that
privilege. Everybody don't have
People
that.
don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's a
to
whole
5.
different discussion. So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of
when they
people
work
don't
9 to
have
5.
families that support them or
But
accept
that's a whole
them
different conversation. What does that do with the 9 to 5?
because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given.
So
the
how did you move to LA?
opportunity- I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and
Still privilege. It's still privilege.
I was
It's a privilege.
to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
Some people don't have houses.
I definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make
she
money in the
losing
first
it. She
place.
losing it.
So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know because I'm not.
This is off topic. We're not talking about that.
I know
She's
I would do what I
losing it.
want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say we just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question. Would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her.
But she
foot
knew
in
that
the
she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How's it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings, to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day,
Yeah.
even if
Let's
you
say I lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral videos. Even if people are hating on you and shitting on you, that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to school.
True.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
Streamer University. Yo! Oh my God, Ron is crazy.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Alex.
Gabe.
Gabe, how we doing?
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job.
We don't know that.
I mean, I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily
So
thing,
do
it's a weekly
streamers.
thing, it's a monthly thing, it's a yearly thing, it's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful.
So
because
do
if they
streamers.
do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker, their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following enough
not true.
where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not
It's a lot of assumptions that he's doing.
they get potentially homeless.
He really
or
assumes.
worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times,
But check
and
it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen. But to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you, you need to build that over years and years and hours and hours of trust and communication and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you. That
Well, the
you don't
thing-
just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2
Of
million
course
subscribers,
not.
3 million
Of course
subscribers.
not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you, man, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever. But at the same time, like you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have to do that same
So
sort
you
of.
just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 15 years?
Yes, it's
Yeah. Come in and teach the same curriculum every year, bro. Come on now.
Essentially,
Come on.
reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take
You know what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old. It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I don't think anybody in this room could hit a
And
trick
them
shot. I don't
too.
think anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if
So
that's
had
something to be proud of, but okay.
So I had to do that for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then do streaming.
Okay.
So
with how many people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
For which stage?
All of them. There were a lot. You were a team.
When I was
Was it just you? Like,
No. It was just me. There's receipts.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come
When I
from?
was
How did YouTube become so easy? Because a bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing. And if you didn't exist, you couldn't press play, you couldn't press record, and then just talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on. Then boom, then there you go.
Right, but I also had to spend years earning my credentials and mastering. Come on, guys, your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on.
Okay.
You just want to get paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
Facts. He said, "Yo, come on. Your job is playing video games, okay?"
Is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys just
I know how to do a 3-frame rate.
just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone is very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around, get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all day. You never sit down.
I hear you.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I
hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So it's
thing-
dangerous.
Listen,
Your job
So
isn't dangerous.
your
Your
thing
job
is-
isn't
your
physically
thing is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
listen. So your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No,
physical.
wait,
I'm
wait.
saying that a 9 to 5 job where you physically have to do some hauling around stuff.
So
and
physically, I
you're
physically
just
can't haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage. You can't, man. No one in here can. None of you can. None of you can physically
And you have to do
that.
that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
Yeah, 4 days in a trick shot.
Wait,
4 days in a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would
Hours
have
a day. And then your day is never done. When you're done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace all of the things that you use?
No.
You
Listen,
have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of your
You don't know
gear.
about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You don't know
done.
about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When you're done, you're done.
Oh my god, disable
Bro.
sample.
Facts.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling and resample,
Oh my god.
my montage is fucked. The main underlying argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and hard
Yeah.
than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You could never. I would go as far as I don't.
Facts though.
How many hours a day do you trick shot?
You gotta practice.
How many hours a day do you trick
They just
shot?
don't know. Like it's just if you don't know, you don't know.
12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However
Every
long I
day, 12
needed
hours a day
to.
to
However
trick
long I
shot?
needed to
Oh.
hit a clip. in
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off the stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 10-10. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray to God that he would be in the right spot, throw the concussion. Now I gotta have my rotations down. I gotta have my rotations.
Dead zones. Talk about the dead zones.
What about dead zone?
Stick drift.
Stick drift.
Thing is, for the most part, but that is not
Still could
all
not get it.
YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us or kill us.
I gotta.
Wait.
They're laughing. That's happened recently.
I've got a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost
Recorded
decapitated
his
his
thoughts.
face.
Yeah.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job, I worked as a librarian with elementary school children.
So
I have been an executive secretary, legal.
quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're across the screen. You're not interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now?
Interacting?
What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for it? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on.
There's millions of people who watch the video.
Yes.
Who save lives every day. Probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. There's people that literally stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out to the clubs at night, staying out till 2, 10 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so.
So what I'm saying is like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
Okay. Now,
What kind of shit's going on?
go to the club. You get to put some shades on and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that your
drunk,
choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice? You chose that. You chose this
That's
life.
the thing. We can't.
And that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect. When you have a 9 to 5, you dealing with people. You touching people's hearts, souls, mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we need
I
today?
think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
Because
watch
I
any
think-
entertainment?
Oh my
Of
God.
course I watch
So
music.
do you
I got
ever-
kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course I
So
laugh.
then the
We're
interaction.
touching them.
But the interaction is
Did it
not
make you
real.
feel better?
When I'm
Did it
watching
make you-
it,
wait, did it make you feel better?
then what make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained
on
and be like,
what's coming.
oh, I feel good?
Some of it is fake.
Right now.
Some of it is fake.
See, you're not answering.
So now let me.
Okay, well let me answer because I'm debating him. But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yeah.
Come on.
So when you're entertained, have you ever felt like your day was better if you watched something? You've never felt like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys do this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like you wait, but somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen. You know what? I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
I'm saying what we do has not affected people. It's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, "Oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch you
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking, their
day.
hands shaking.
Like you were my child. You know how like we grew up watching Disney Channel.
Yep.
I've had
Ben
kids come
10.
up hundreds of times throughout years of my life. Had kids come up to me and say these things. So.
I'm Robbie. I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
Life's easy.
You make the same food every day.
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard, because my aunt was. That is the most difficult shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like that,
She is
dude?
right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude, honestly.
She works 2 of them.
Okay,
She works at 2 hospitals.
let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She can work at 2 hospitals.
No disrespect. No disrespect to what you do. I'm not your target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even get it.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black. That's what you said. You don't watch because I'm black. And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
He's a jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize in, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, well. Okay.
I didn't have to interact with nobody, just smacking me.
Yeah, well.
Pause.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
I make it fun.
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous, I'm not gonna lie. But
Your honesty.
okay, so look, right?
So I'm jealous of a harder job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, that was sarcasm and you didn't read it. No, I like to
No, listen to the time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying? I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them. No, let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done on the
Waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now I wake up, I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments. Now, he don't brush his grills. What does his real teeth look like? I gotta make sure that my
You
yeah.
got Chanel earrings like a
Yo.
bandit. And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So,
Yeah.
you
You
know.
know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, shave that little scruffy shit on your face.
Charles,
Cool.
Silver got fat.
Now I have to gain Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I can just game it after work. No, I can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we can just scrub
Guess
something
what?
around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m. I'm still probably thinking I gotta do something for stream. My mind is fried.
You know what's crazy? 8, 9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work.
You did my ear?
I did my work today.
You took the same bus already.
You're going to sleep.
Dude, I don't want to hog the space here too much, but do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
No.
Kill him.
I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. Okay, my turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
What is he?
Wait,
It means-
is that racist?
Wow. Play it.
No, so
All right,
confused.
all right.
Oh, you're back?
Baby, I want to say to you,
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. You
Okay,
say you don't
auntie.
like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said,
I'm an
you
introvert.
said,
I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
and that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other people?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Saving lives. I'm a superhero.
He's a hero.
I'm a superhero, no cape.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fuck.
He called it. He called it. He called it.
So much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I had a breakup with a girlfriend that I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
So my question.
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again. My question. If you think it's so much harder, why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you loved that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide.
Oh.
I had to make sacrifice, and
So
that's
you-
what you have to
so
do.
you lost the
Streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a
You
9 to 5,
lost the human
if I was
touch
flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe one,
But,
2, 3.
okay, and then back to my point, is that your choice? Was that your choice?
But that's not the point, though. The
No,
point is
that's my point. That's my point.
streaming is hard.
Was
to
that
that's the point.
you gave up your girlfriend for streaming? Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He ran up a
I ain't
bag.
gonna lie,
He did it for a bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for, or do I pick
something that I
future
love,
something that I'm passionate about, and motion? I pick motion.
I'm Lala Costa.
Lala Costa, amazing name.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent on people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5 that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes,
Because why?
because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off of. I
You
started.
feel stuck.
I feel stuck. Yeah.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it? Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
All the time.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That TV show can't. It's done. What happened to all those actors?
It's
after?
canceled
They got
because I
it-
stopped watching?
Well, no, I'm saying if thousands of you stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like
and
they
not
got millions of
focusing
people. You guys know what Cartoon Network is? It's gone.
Stop. Would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
I'm a professional model, but
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more than a 9 to 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do,
You get L's in your chat.
the probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There are so many people
I
like
was
you out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck. I was-
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So many.
no. But specifically, what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. It's basically all pure talent.
Okay.
Can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent? Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like. the
So you
game.
were sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a
I was
camera.
16, so it wasn't really like
yeah,
that.
You,
So
you weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life? Like, what should I study? What should I like? Where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's
because-
just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
That's what we do. We go to
it
school,
wasn't
we
luck.
study.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think people who don't have a job, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever
How is
reason.
that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best.
Yeah, that's not luck.
How are you going to dismiss
Facts.
all
Is he
his
the
hard
best?
work and all of
Is
his
he the
talent?
best?
I got four.
No.
Let me give my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him.
So that's not luck.
Swag
That's
like
pure-
that.
That's
I
pure
need you
skill.
tough,
Dismissing-
man. I ain't
Is
gonna
Michael
lie.
Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No,
they have a talent. They have
They
a
were-
talent.
they had a
But
team.
it's-
So what
you
do you
know how
do?
many talented people out there don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it?
Yeah, they are lucky to an extent. That is a fact.
That's not what I'm saying.
But they're hard work.
What
I mean, it's not
said
all
a lot of
luck.
people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
That's a fact.
So it's luck.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. There was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was. You dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
You did that?
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah,
So that's not. I mean, if that's
Stand on it, stand on it.
if that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again.
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky
Yeah,
in
everybody's
some
lucky.
sort of
Yes.
way. But
Yeah, that's true.
off of specific pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you.
Yeah.
Just talking in general.
And there's so many people that are very talented never get a shot because they don't do the right thing, they don't go the right path, they don't meet the right people. So there are so many even talented actors here, they never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't
It's not
luck.
pure
I
luck.
just saw an opportunity
It's not
and just
pure.
genuinely took it. It wasn't a
Like
handout.
hard work meets
It was simply just,
opportunity.
you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career. Is there something funny?
It's a freaking video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick ride? Hey, he's made tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
Exactly. That's that privilege. That's that privilege.
But I'm saying though, you couldn't hop on a game and do what I do.
You couldn't do it.
That's a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Facts.
Your son's grandkids could never do it. They could
Anything,
never do
anything
it.
that takes a
Facts.
talent.
The genes are done. They can't do it. They can't.
How many hours a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. Bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again.
Wow. See, that's what I should have been doing, bro. I was waking up 6 a.m. before school, going to the gym, putting up 500, 1,000 shots, bro. I should have been waking up and getting on the sticks, playing the game. Playing the game, because look, the ball stopped bouncing, but I still play the game. I still play the game. Damn, man.
16, what's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it and we create.
Do you not think if you're talented at something, it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not.
You don't think you don't.
Yeah, it's just a disconnect. It's just a disconnect.
That's, yeah, it's just I can't.
It's just a disconnect. A generational disconnect.
Y'all could never play FNCS either. It's
I
the
gotta
same
keep
shit.
it a buck. There's a disconnect. You come from a generation where this didn't exist. This career.
100%.
You looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports?
Oh.
When you grow up,
Facts.
so no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit.
Facts.
You're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it, and I don't know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around it.
Oh,
Facts.
it's fun. It's like, again, it's,
Oh, you gotta fight back.
Facts. Unless somebody in their family really does it, they won't really understand it. And even then, they still might not.
What's up? My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security. Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like taking it back to, that's being, what? What does that even mean?
Lose everything. Every dollar. Everything. You lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
And
reinvent.
you could get another job.
yeah, it's kind
okay.
of it's not the same concept. Like
I don't know, back in 2020 when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, oh, let me go to social media. That's kind of an easy alternative. So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And
but
then-
I know, but if you
While on
use a job-
lockdown, yeah.
Just get another
No,
one?
you can search for it. You have an opportunity to search for it.
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of
Getting content created.
walking through my
I
resume.
uploaded videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did you wait, you uploaded 7 videos and didn't get any
went
views
to school and still.
and paid rent?
Yes, I still worked. I worked.
Oh, so that you had another job.
As a parking attendant, yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling, you weren't good at
Wait,
your
he's
job.
waiting for.
When
You try to prove a point so hard, bro.
It doesn't. I don't have to.
Well,
I'm not security. I
that's
just
a
go.
one
I go like this. I go like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think an
Facts.
aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
But people play, millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuinely gifted at it.
Gifted?
Facts.
What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent?
Facts.
Why is it not a talent what he does?
It's people that pick up the sticks and just be better
No, I'm
than other
open to it being
people.
a talent. I think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart that you have this gift of like.
Yeah,
oh,
see,
and
she
I
don't
put my
game,
thumb
bro.
here and this thumb there and do this combo. I do this.
You'd be
Yes.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuine.
Facts.
That they have their opposable
the
thumbs
most
like
gifted-
so good.
That's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso.
That's
Like,
I'm
what?
saying this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if there's a skill you could just learn.
Be surprised, bro.
For a job for 10 months.
Hand-eye
go
coordination is a
pick up controller,
skill.
Go hop in this $1 million tournament.
You could never. You could.
Perhaps.
You could. You could.
Perhaps.
You could.
Qualify.
You could.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find your OBS string key. Stop playing.
I need to work for it,
I know.
but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing.
I'm
like,
not
oh, it's
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not a
easy.
skill, it's not a talent.
I
Like,
said it's a skill. I didn't say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you can own.
how do you
can
know
master.
if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if you
I
don't.
played Mario Kart. I played other games.
Not a professional
Wow.
level.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder?
What
How do you know?
What
How
does
do
it
you
take
know?
to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah.
She woke up 6 a.m.
Just gift, and you got to play all
Just
the time.
gift?
Tens of thousands of hours of work,
Uh-huh.
and editing and filming and constantly.
I'm just talking
having to
about pure
innovate and
skill. As far as like the
reinvent
videos and
yourself.
stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I had to put tens of thousands of hours
Could you get a
into
refresh
my
second
studies.
zone, Tarbin? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players?
I can also put, I can circle back and give
Do
you
you know how to
different
short launch
terms
pad?
from
When
my
you're trying to get to third
industry.
zone, third moving. Do you know how to short?
No, I don't, but if I want.
Excel sheet? You can do Excel sheet.
No, but exactly. I
They're
can
just talking. They're just talking game.
These
As
refreshes
a
don't come to
babysitter,
you.
I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you wanted to, you would.
If us four
Put on
took 3 days, you don't think we can master an Excel sheet?
Oh,
And but let me give you, if I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you can be that talented as me?
if I wanted to, I would.
So let's pay for her, whatever it is.
People be so delusional.
You gotta give us it back in double.
No.
People be so delusional.
You pay me.
If you wanted to, you could. Like, it's what you don't know, you don't know. They just assuming, bro.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work, and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame, in this era. So, and the technology
True.
is totally different now, because we were just talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with cars. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us, that we appreciate and respect where they are. But it's not, what we did was, we just feel like what we did was hard. And that's what I feel.
My mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.
That's a great video, FaZe. That is a great video. I ain't gonna lie. That's the best video they ever dropped.